Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Tuesday, the 7th of January, 2025. A great streaming day yet again. A day of firsts, a day of returns, a day of fun, awesome stuff. Let's talk all about it. As you know, today there was no podcast. Why? Because on today's first stream, instead of a podcast, it was the premiere of Smark Guys, The Revival, a new wrestling commentary show starring myself and Ashton, or PPP, from Kino Casino. We broadcast this over on my DSP Reacts channel. You can find it at DSP Reacts on YouTube, or I also broadcast it on my Kick channel, which is DSPGaming Real. It was basically recapping last night's Monday Night Raw, which was the first one now broadcast fully on Netflix. Previously, Raw had still been on USA Network for a long time, but now they made this agreement that it would be on Netflix from now on. And so they had all these new things, redesigned sets, special matches, all kinds of stuff. Now, I have been 5 years removed from pro wrestling, so I had a very unique take on all of this. Ash had a completely different takes in some cases and very similar ones to mine in others. It was actually quite a good show, in my opinion. And I had a great time doing it with him. Lasted about 2.5 hours. I don't foresee it always going that long, but being that we had a lot to talk about the first episode and me getting back into wrestling, and I'll be honest, we did kind of go off on a few tangents here and there, which we will probably improve upon doing that in future shows as we get better at it. So if you didn't see it yet, the streamed archive is live over on DSP Reacts, and it will be there, for your viewing pleasure. And everyone that was there live was amazing, great audience, and great support. So it went really, really well. Okay, so check that out. Then I came back over to DSPGaming, and I did about an hour of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So we had some advancement in Siam, where we actually get into a boat and you start driving around the jungle in the water. And then you start going into temples and stuff. It was pretty fun. More open world exploration, and had a good time with it. Didn't get too far. We really only had time to do a little bit of exploration, and then we did an optional temple side quest, and then we ran out of time. So good stuff. First stream was great. Then on the late stream tonight, it was Call of Duty Black Ops 6, again with mouse and keyboard, and with an improvement. Because here's the thing. You see these headphones? I've had these wireless headphones for quite some time. I've had these for since I want to say 2018. I originally bought them for my wife Kat to use because she used to be a PC gamer and she used to play Overwatch, and she did use these playing Overwatch for about a year. But then she migrated from being a PC gamer to a console gamer, and she stopped using them, and they just sat unused. You may have noticed various times over the last couple of years, you may have seen these in videos, like me doing an interview or something, and I'm wearing these headphones. So basically, they sat around pretty much unused. But today, when I was going to do the wrestling show, I'm like, I probably should use headphones, because if I have, Ash's voice coming through my speakers, there's a chance, number one, I might not be able to hear him that well. And number two, it might pick up on the mic, and then we'll have echo, and that's no good. So I decided I'll use the headphones. Well, brilliant idea. Tonight I'm playing Call of Duty, and I'm like, wait a minute, why don't I use these headphones? Now, listen, the reason I stopped using headphones back 4 or 5 years ago is because I had rampant ear infections. They kept coming back 4 or 5 times a year, and it was really bad. But back then, I used to wear headphones every single stream, and I think that's what was causing it. If I selectively wear headphones if I'm going to do Smark Guys, or maybe I'm going to play a game like Call of Duty where surround sound could help me, I think it'll work. All right, so I wore the headphones today. The only bummer, I can't plug these headphones into the gaming PC. So I can't really get surround sound. And you might be like, well, why? Because if I do, there's no way to get dual audio out. At least I don't think there is, right? If I plug it in there, I either have to select these headphones as audio out or the HDMI as audio out. So because of that, I don't think there's a way for me to truly get surround sound, and even plug it in there. So I have to plug it into my streaming PC, which is fine. All it's doing is it's using the audio that's coming out of the gaming PC through HDMI. It didn't give me true surround sound. What it did, it gave me really high-end stereo, and then I used Windows, what's it called? It's like Windows Spatial Sound, I think, is what it's actually called. And by using Windows Spatial Sound, it gave me a simulated surround sound, okay? So I kind of had surround sound, but not fully. It was kind of like a half surround sound, not great, but not terrible either. So at least I had it. Yeah, see, here it is. It says headset earphones, Windows Sonic spatial sound. Yeah, spatial sound, Windows Sonic for headphones. I believe there's more you can get too. Like, I think you can actually get more spatial sound apps and things like that. Like, here's a Dolby Atmos DTS sound. So maybe I could get some of these, and perhaps these would work with Call of Duty. I might mess with these. I don't know which I should do. Probably not DTS, right? I doubt that would work, but maybe Dolby surround. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. But anyway, I had kind of like pseudo surround. I could actually hear some footsteps and stuff, which was nice. But once again, I couldn't believe this. Guess what Treyarch did? So they update Call of Duty, which I'm happy with. Updated, give me new content. They reset all the settings again. So I played like 2-3 matches, and I started noticing, I don't know, it feels a little sluggish. And why is there screen tearing? Because once again, they changed my settings to default to 4K and basically do that upscaling of the frame rate so that it would try to hit 120 frames, but I don't want that. That creates input delay, and that makes screen tearing because you can't use, what do you call it? VSync. You can't use VSync when you're using that technology that adds the artificial frames of animation to try to hit a better frame rate at 4K. So I'm like, I don't want this. So 2-3 matches basically weren't very valid because I was kind of handicapped. You know, once I turned it off, I definitely saw an improvement. Like, man, I wish they would stop resetting your settings every time they update the game with a new season. I just used the XMG all night. I was able to do all the daily objectives and everything with it. We had a good time for the most part, I would say. Wasn't perfect. There definitely were some issues, I would say, where there was some annoying situations, but for the most part, it was fun. And today, well-supported day. We hit the goals and then some. So here's the deal. Tomorrow, it's marathon time. Tomorrow, I'm going to be playing the Mega Man Legacy Collection. I'm challenging myself to try to beat as many of the 6 Mega Man games in the Legacy Collection as I possibly can during the marathon. So it's kind of a rage-a-thon because the early Mega Man games are very challenging. Plus, it's a classics marathon. So it's both. It's the best of both worlds. What people wanted was either a retro marathon or a rage-a-thon. You're getting both. But in addition to that, I'm going to have some shots of liquor called 99. You know how you got 99 bananas? Well, they also have 99 apples, 99 oranges, 99 watermelons, and I got a 10-pack party pack. So tomorrow, as I raise some support, when we hit a milestone, I'll probably take a shot, and then we'll continue over the course of the day. So I'm going to be buzzed trying to play Mega Man, which is going to be quite interesting. Plus, I'm going to be ordering some food. It's not going to be a DSP Tries It, but my wife and I tonight are going to determine where we're going to order and get some food that is for a feasting with the king. So it's more just me eating food and enjoying your company rather than rating the food and caring so much about it being like a taste test item, okay? So that's tomorrow, all day long, this fun marathon. I hope you'll join me. If you're into raging, if you're into chilling, if you're into retro games, if you're into seeing me drink, it's going to be a great day. And then I'm going to come back on Thursday with a normal streaming day. The continuation of Dark Souls with mods on the first stream, and Killer Frequency will continue on the late shift, okay? Thank you all for an amazing streaming day, for a great first episode of Smark Guys. Let me know what you think over on DSP Reacts, and I'll see you all tomorrow for an awesome marathon. Have a good night. Peace out.